Hello, I'm Melissa Krull.
And I'm Brady Lawrence. Welcome to HCTV Takeover.
We're live on HCTV, coming to you from the television studios and production facilities in the Technology Building on the campus of Herkimer County Community College. Tonight, we're focusing on the many communication arts programs offered here at Herkimer.
During our 3-hour live show, we'll be focusing on the radio television broadcasting program, the digital filmmaking program, our 2 music industry programs, and the communications arts new media program.
We'll talk with faculty from the programs, and we'll talk with current students enrolled here at Herkimer. We'll also be showing several examples of student work from the various program concentrations, along with live music, guest appearances from notable former students, and even a live radio simulcast from our campus radio station, WVHC 91.5 FM.
As we'll probably be reminding you a lot tonight, to find out more about the various programs we're highlighting tonight on HCTV, you can check out www.herkimer.edu/media degrees.
You can check out past student productions, visit our YouTube channel, check out our Facebook page, or browse through photo galleries and more.
For now, let's get the HCTV Takeover going. Just ahead, we'll meet a local radio personality who's been an on-air staple in Central New York for years.
And he got his start right here in Herkimer's radio television broadcasting program. We'll meet him next.
You're watching the HCTV Takeover live.
Our first former student joins us now here on the HCTV Takeover, Joe Trisolino. He's here, and he's better known probably as Genesee Joe. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. You know, glad you guys had me up here. Thank you for asking me up. You know, I'm doing my thing on 92.7 The Drive, but I started here in Herkimer County Community College in the radio TV program, so it's nice to be back to help out any way I can.
Great. And did you think that you would be a DJ when you first started attending HCCC?
The funny story is I knew a guy who went here, and I wanted to learn how to run audio boards to maybe run sound for bands. But once I got up here, as soon as I got into the radio station, I knew that was what I wanted to do, and it's been like that for 24 years now. You know, 22 on air and 2 years here, so.
Wow, that's really impressive. How did the programs here prepare you for a career that awesome?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, the thing about Herkimer is this. You have professional broadcast quality stuff here. You've got a TV studio. You've got a radio station. Your studio's a little bit even nicer than the Drive studio upstairs, okay? This TV station is better than a lot of small market TV stations, and you get hands-on. You work hands-on in your first year. If you went to a 4-year school, you'd spend 2 years on the books taking care of all that, and then you could do it. The experience, you guys have the live truck. We did live stuff. We went out and did stuff. That's what did it. I mean, when I walked out of here a month later, I was in the broadcast industry. I started in radio, and 3 months after that, I was on the air. You know, so it's the experience you get here because of the facilities.
So you didn't even have to go to a 4-year school after this, then, right?
No. I walked out of here and I started down the dial a little bit and just went right in. And I think it was by the 4th of July. Well, the first week in July, I was on the air. And when did we graduate? The end of May? Yeah, so there you go. So it was not that long. I mean, I walked out of here right into the business, and 22 years later, I'm stuck there. I'm still doing it.
What are some of your favorite moments from this career?
Oh, man, from my career, you know what? Probably the outpouring of support and the fact that having made friends with so many people through the years, I don't consider anybody a listener. I consider them my friend. And I've always been the local guy. I've always worked with local bands and done stuff like that. And when I went to the Drive, when I came down to 92.7 The Drive, the amount of people that just turned the dial and came right over with me and got to me on Facebook and sent me emails and called into the station, it was like, wow, these people do actually care. They do like me. They do know me after all this time. And it's just that personal effect because, you know, the Drive is the local station. And, Genesee Joe is Genesee Street. And I just made friendships with people that are listening, and they stuck with me. And I think that's great. You know, that's my favorite part. There's a lot of stories, but it'd take me forever to tell them all. And some I can't even tell here. So there you go.
All right, and any advice for current students who are interested in radio?
Yes. Any of your students, whether interested in radio or television, the thing is, do everything you can, work on every show possible. We put together our own show when we were here. I worked on two separate things. One was the Rainbow Room down in New York City, the Rhythm and Blues Pioneer Foundation. I did a talk show in another semester that I hosted. Do as much as you can. Learn every aspect, because when you go out into the business world, especially in the broadcast media now, you got to know how to edit. You got to know how to do. You just learn every job. You're not going to walk in and walk onto the air. You got to learn how to do everything, and you can learn how to do all that stuff here. Just get involved with it. That's the main point.
And you definitely are a living example of that.
I
can
am,
say
and
so
you're doing
myself.
a wonderful job here.
Oh, well,
all
thank
you
you.
guys are tonight. So thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you for coming out. We want to thank you for taking the time to come out of your schedule to come down here today. Genesee Joe, you can catch him at 92.7 FM, The Drive. Thanks so much for coming up and speaking with us. Now for that live music we told you about. I'm going to toss it over to Brady right now. Brady?
Hello again, Brady Lawrence here, along with Haley Chromik. She's a digital filmmaking major here at Herkimer. However, obviously, she's just about ready to perform some live music for us here on the HCTV Takeover. All the communications arts programs here at Herkimer have what we tend to call a sort of cross-pollination, and Haley is a good example of that. Just last week, the Communications Arts Music Industry Program held their Merpa-Palooza concert, featuring performances from our students. Haley, you opened the show, right?
Yes, I did. That was interesting.
How did the show go, in your opinion?
It went well. It could have gone better, but I'm working on a few things to get over stage fright and everything, so it's a work in progress.
Obviously, you're a digital filmmaking major here. How did you get involved with the music industry aspects?
Well, one day I was in Mr. Gassman's class, and I had my guitar. We were all just kind of chilling around, and broke out the guitar, had a fun time just jamming with everybody. And then Billy Muha was in my class, and he's a part of the music industry. So he must have spread the word to Mr. Davis, and they asked me to play one of their last-minute shows at Merpalooza. And I had to get like a whole set put together in a few days, but I did it, and I like doing it ever since, so try to stay involved.
Well, what kind of projects are you currently working on in your classes or just extracurricular here at Herkimer?
I'm in video production right now with Mr. Flanagan, and I'm actually able to work on a music video, which is one of my goals for college since I've came here. That's like one of the things I've totally wanted to do, and I'm doing it for a band called Sayo, so it's coming out pretty good. I'm happy with it.
All right. What are your plans right now for after Herkimer when you go on?
Right now, I'm still kind of thinking about it. It's a tough decision and everything, but I think I'm going to take a little break after Herkimer and then try to, go get some work done and maybe look for other jobs after that. But that's it.
All right. Okay, Haley, time for some tunes. Here's Haley Chromik live on HCTV Takeover from the Communications Arts programs at Herkimer County Community College.
Are you ready? All right, this first song is called Love Your Friends, Die Laughing by Man Overboard. Well, the night gets so I'm back again. The day just started 'cause I'm up with my old friends. fat smoke and a funny joke. Sitting like a sponge and letting everything soak. And I just got the nerve to get in the case, don't bite me now. And I just got the nerve to get in the cage, don't bite me now. We made love tonight as a result of a fight. When you put your arms around me, the whole world's alright. And the days where the bitching goes down the drain. When you lay in my bed and pick my brain. Shut up, it's my turn to talk. Don't try to run before you learn to walk. 'Cause the days where the bitching goes down the drain. When you lay in my bed and pick my brain. I left my heart with my phone in my center console. I left my feelings with my wallet and my keys. I feel so stupid 'cause I came here without anything, but I'm finally at ease. We made love tonight as a result of a fight. When you put your arms around me, the whole world's alright. And the days where the bitching goes down the drain. When you lay in my bed and pick my brain. Shut up, it's my turn to talk. Don't try to run before you learn to walk. 'Cause the days where the bitching goes down the drain. When you lay in my bed and pick my brain. I left my heart with my phone in my center console. I left my feelings with my wallet and my keys. I feel so stupid 'cause I came here without anything, but I'm finally at ease. Thank you. All right. This next song is called Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. And I'd give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't want to go home right now. And all I can taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your life. 'Cause sooner or later it's over. I just don't want to miss you tonight. want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. Just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. All right. Thank you. All right, this next song is called You're Beautiful by James Blunt. My life is brilliant. My life is brilliant. My love is pure. I saw an angel. Of that I'm sure. She smiled me on the subway. She was with another man. But I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I've got a plan. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, but I don't know what to do. I will never be with you. She caught my eye as we walked on by. She could see from my face that I was flying high, and I don't think that I'll see her again, but we shared a moment that will last till the end. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, but I don't know what to do. I will never be with you. La-di-da-da, la-di-da-da, la-di-da-da-da. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. There must be an angel with a smile on her face when she thought of that I should be with you. But it's time to face the truth. I will never be with you. Thank you. This next song, not many people know because the guy is pretty underground, but this song is called Unbroken Promise by Eric Baker. Baby, take off your coat and I'll loosen my tie. You are far too beautiful for us to turn off the lights. December skin and the trail of our clothes. You can keep your socks on if your feet are cold. I don't want to have to ask permission. Give me a chance. It won't be perfect, just an unbroken promise from an imperfect man. Your red wine tongue, my sudden loss of breath. You're far too beautiful. Put a head on my chest. But I don't want to have to ask permission. Give me a chance. It won't be perfect, just an unbroken promise from an imperfect man. So draw all the curtains, all the goodbyes are gone. Love found through a love gone wrong. An unbroken promise from this broken man to love you the best that I can. So baby, please take off your coat. Oh, and I'll turn off the lights. 'Cause baby, I made plans to stay the rest of my life. All right, there's one more song, and this is called I Miss You by Blink-182. Hello there, the angel from my nightmare, the shadow in the background of the morgue, the unsuspecting victim of darkness in the valley. We can live like Jack and Sally if we want, but you could always find me. We'll have Halloween on Christmas, and in the night we wish this never ends. Wish this never ends. I miss you, I miss you. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep, I cannot dream tonight. I need somebody and always. The sick, strange darkness comes creeping up, so haunting every time. And as I stared, I counted the webs from all the spiders, catching things and eating their insides, like indecision to call you and hear your voice of treason. Will you come home and stop this pain tonight? Stop this pain, don't waste your time on me. You're already the voice inside. Thank you. That's everything.
Great job, Haley. Thanks for coming on the show. Just a reminder that you can see Haley live at the Tramontaine Cafe on Lincoln Avenue in Utica. The Tram is a local venue that has graciously served as the location for our music industry program's live shows over the past few semesters, and Haley opens the night's Merp's Rock and Roll Circus show, followed by Jason Davis and the New Philosophers, and then Luch Reyes and Jordan Summer close out the show. More on that event later, but for now, we're going to turn it over to Melissa Krull again and meet the crew behind the student film Hitmen. Stay with us here on HCTV Live Takeover.
Hello again, I'm Melissa Krull, and you're watching the HCTV Takeover live here on HCTV. We're focusing on the various communication arts programs here at Herkimer County Community College. One of those programs is our digital filmmaking program, and these guys are behind Mike Pileggi's short film, Hitmen. We'll see it in a few minutes. But first, welcome Mike and Tom and Mark to the HCTV Takeover.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
A lot.
Can you just tell us, this is Mike, and you're the director,
Yep.
the genius behind Hitmen.
Well, I am the genius behind it, but it took a lot of people to bring it together and make it what it really was. But I did write and direct the film. It was challenging. We only had 1 month and 8 days to get the whole thing finished, so it was very time consuming, and me and Tom basically lived in the Avid lab and got things done, and he put the puzzle pieces together for the movie, and me screaming over his shoulder to get it done, but we got it done in time, and it came out really well. So.
All right, well, we'll talk a little bit more about the challenges and the
Sure,
successes that
sure.
you encountered. But what exactly is Hitmen? It's pretty much what it sounds like, right?
Well, it's basically about these two hitmen, Sonny and Fitz. Fitz's character owes some money to pay back the boss from a gambling debt. It's 3 days past the deadline, can't pay it back. Now they're coming after him. But the twist is he mentions Sonny's name, so now they're after both of them. They have to leave, and hitmen invade their meeting place, and they have to survive their way out of there, basically.
Now, obviously, for a movie like this, you're going to have a lot of props that you need and things of that sort, and
Yeah.
obviously a lot of people as well.
Sure,
Can
yeah.
you talk a little bit about trying to get everything together to organize this?
Well, everything was really last second. Just like the day before, we got some of the guns, and then that night, we got together a couple. I don't know, Tom's. You had some of your kids' guns, right?
Yeah.
And
Fake guns, right?
Fake guns,
Yeah.
yep, and a lot of fake blood. And yeah, we just looked up sounds on the internet for gun muzzles and bullets, and we added it in, and yeah, so.
All right, and the actual shooting of it was very cold, I heard. You actually, Mark, I'm looking at you because you were the main actor, and you couldn't wear like heavy winter
True.
clothes.
True.
to wear a
Yeah.
suit.
Well, I think it's sort of you gotta prep yourself up before the cameras start rolling. So basically, the adage is to, as soon as the camera cuts, to throw on a jacket and start doing some jumping jacks and things like that. So we did a lot of that in between takes, but yeah, there were times where you could feel your ears turning red and your cheeks were getting pretty cold, but it was just one of the things. I mean, a lot of times, even with professional movies, you're supposed to be out in the hot summer sun, and it's really not that hot out at all. So it kind of it's one more thing that you have to work on when you're doing a scene. But it's a lot of fun. Obviously, the best part is to see it screened in front of a bunch of people. I'll always remember that. So that was great.
And Mike, you actually, aside from directing, you were part of the cast, too.
I was. I did a little bit of a cameo. I saw Quentin Tarantino made his small cameo in Django, and I said, I want to do something like that. So I wrote myself in a little part in the movie and just showed my face a little bit. So.
All right, and on to the actual editing of the movie. Tom, this was pretty much all you, right?
Yeah.
This guy right here.
It was a
Brought
lot
it
of
to
work.
life.
A lot of work, a lot of arguments.
There was a couple times where I thought he was gonna take my head and drop kick it out of the room.
I felt like it
That counts,
sometimes.
yeah.
You know, but I don't want to be a hitman. I want to be an editor. So I left that to the professionals.
What did you learn from editing this movie?
A ton. I spent hours and hours in the editing lab. My GPA suffered. I went from a 3.94 to a 2.71 just because of the amount of time I was playing in the Avid lab. But it was well worth it. You can't buy experience like that. So, with the very small 30-second commercial I did before that was the only experience I ever had in there. So it was just all doing and redoing and undoing and, you know.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. And after talking about it, of course, now we have to show it, right? So here's the final result. Here's Hitmen. You're watching the HCTV Takeover live from Herkimer County Community College.
Hello. What's going on? What are you talking? No, stop talking. All right, meet me in the meeting place in 15 minutes.
Hey, Sonny. Thanks for meeting up with me.
What the hell's going on?
Look, I owed a gambling debt. Borrowed some money from King, and I can't pay it back.
How much do you owe?
About $100 grand.
God, Jesus Christ, Fitz. What the hell is wrong with you, huh? Why would you borrow more money if you knew you couldn't pay it back?
I planned on paying it back. I just ran out of time.
You know, I can't help you out. I don't have that type of money, okay?
That's not what I called you here for. I gotta talk to you about something else.
What the hell is it?
I went to talk to King about the money. He said the only way I could get out of this is if I had somebody to do the job with me. Came up with your name.
I should kill you! Do you understand what you've done? I'm dead, Fitz! Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I'm sorry! Look!
Why? Because there's no reason to do this! For God... Oh. We had a year, Fitz! We're gonna be done with this in a year, okay? Nobody walks away from a business like this, but we had the opportunity to do it! You blew it!
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't want to come to this. I thought you were just gonna be a name.
No. How many times have I looked out for you and your family, huh? How many times when your mother died, huh? When you left, I took care of your grandfather. I'd do anything for you. I'd take a bullet for you. This is how you repay me?
Look, man, that's not how it is. It's not how it is. I didn't know it would come to this, man. I was only thinking about the money.
You know what? You gotta go.
You gotta go, Fitz. Because you know what? They're gonna come after you. And then they're gonna come after me!
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Fine. Where are you gonna go?
No, no. Don't worry about where I'm going. Because it doesn't matter. I think we both shouldn't tell each other where we're going to be going.
Hold it, Fitz. Turn around.
Please don't do this. Come on.
Shut up. Get on your knees and put your hands on your head. Did you really think you were going to walk away from this clean? You really think the king wasn't going to send his dogs after you? Come on. I mean, you knew better than that.
Come on, I got a favor.
Shut up. You're about to join them. Come on, come on, let's go, let's go.
Line up! Surround them!
All right?
I'll go this way. You got him over here.
They can't get too far! Alright, look. We gotta split off. Take my gun, head over there, see if they cut around the corner. If not, I'll take this side. Go. Hey, Fitz, come on. Buddy, you alright? Look, we gotta go. We gotta go. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. There's more coming. Come on.
I don't know. You could have been doing something else.
Doing what?
Anything.
I could flip burgers across the street, or I can sell drugs. That's about all the choices that I have. But I've made this choice. I've chosen to be your partner. I've chosen to work with you. And what do I get from it, man? Nothing. The only thing I get from it is more anxiety, more chances for me to get killed. What am I supposed to do, man? Trust you?
Yeah. Why can't you trust me?
Why can't I trust you? Because you almost get me killed every single time. Where were we last year? What happened? What were you doing? I trusted you, man. Why you gotta let me down?
It's not like I tried to. You can still trust me, man.
I can't trust you to do anything right. They come after your family. They kill your family. They kill everything that's close to you, man.
You really had to bring my family into this?
Yeah, I do. Because it's the only way you're ever gonna listen to me. Do you ever look at yourself in the mirror and wonder what you could have been? You wanna know something? Besides you, I got nobody.
I don't have any family. I don't have any people that I can trust. You think anybody's gonna want somebody that doesn't know whether they're gonna wake up the next morning, that kills people for a living? You think that's a life? It's not a life. You know what? If I die alone, then I die alone. But at least it's on my terms.
No, man. I gotta take a piss.
There are better ways to die. She cried, but I'm gone and I'm not coming back. You'll sleep alone tonight, maybe even for the rest of your life. I'll tie this rope tight to strangle if it doesn't break your neck. Oh, on the way down, on the way down. But it seems I'm going up tonight. I see something when you sigh. Don't leave at least for tonight. Please stay on track. I'm coming home, alright. Could you take an hour out of your life to talk to me? I still have hope for you. Even though you're just a wreck, you're still the batter that's on deck. On the way down, on the way down. But it seems you're going up tonight.
And there's the student film Hitmen from Herkimer digital filmmaking student Mike Pileggi. Mike, it's not fair to leave us on a cliffhanger like that. Are you making a sequel?
I don't know for sure if we're gonna make a sequel or not. We talk about it, throw some ideas around, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be a set plan just yet. There's a lot of ways a story can go, but we definitely want to leave you guys hanging. And I remember being with him in the Denny's and co-star there, Dan Swift, and just going over what we were gonna do and how we were gonna do it, and we just kind of puzzled it together at the table, and that's what we got. And I think it's a fantastic ending. I like to leave the audience hanging and wanting a little bit more.
What would you like to say happened at the end? Or are we not allowed to know?
Can I take this one?
Sure, you go ahead. Yeah.
I don't see Dan anywhere, but I'm sitting here.
Okay.
That's how I take it.
Sure. So, I like to think nobody knows who comes out. We kind of wrote it.
Suspense.
We're like nobody knows, kinda. But if I had to pick, I still don't know. So.
All right. Well, you actually have another movie in the making, right?
Yeah. Actually, me and Tommy are writing another one, and
A little bit different though from Hitmen, right?
it's a little bit different. It's called The Story. It's about a tragic love story. I don't want to give too much away, but we're in post-production right now, trying to get some funding for the film. It's gonna be kind of dark, kind of like Inception and Shutter Island, and I think it's gonna be really well. So.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
And
Thank
where can we find Hitmen if we want to see it?
You can go to YouTube and type in Hitmen on Michael Pileggi Film.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Coming up right now, we're headed over to Brady Lawrence, who's got another former Herkimer student who we're going to be speaking with. Stay where you are.
Thanks, Melissa. That's right. I'm here with Zach Lewis. He's another former radio television broadcasting major from Herkimer. You've possibly heard Zach on the local radio airwaves, too. Zach, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep. What station are you currently working for?
Currently 96.1 WODZ. And in addition to that, I'm also an English as a second language teacher.
Wow, where do you teach?
I teach at the Utica Adult Learning Center in Utica. I teach adult refugees English, and I also teach at Pratt, Munson Williams Proctor.
Okay, wow. How did you get your start in the radio or television industry?
Here's where I got my start. This is just the best place to get an education in the media, television, radio field. From here, I went on to a 4-year program and got a degree in journalism, but it was here where I got the everything I needed to know for radio and television. I interned at a couple, actually WTR, the TV station, and then after that, I freelanced a couple of newspapers in Syracuse, and then I got a job at WIBX, News Radio 950, and was a reporter there for a while as well.
Oh, okay. How did Herkimer help you, get to where you are now in your career?
Herkimer has everything that you need. I've been in some places that don't have the technology that Herkimer has. The professors here are the best. I mean, you're not going to find better professors. It's a great program, and anybody who's thinking about it, do it. I always recommend Herkimer to anybody.
What was the advanced video production class that Mr. Flanagan teaches? What was that like when you were here? Did you have any different projects than we have today that you know of?
Well, when I was here, it was a lot of fun, probably as it is for you, too. I did the news program. I was also on upstairs at the radio station as well, so probably the same stuff that's going on here today.
When you were on the radio here, did you have any specific types of programming, sports, entertainment, news?
I did the news for a little bit, and I also did some stuff with the music as well. Yeah.
Do you have any funny stories or memories from your time here with any of the staff members, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, we had a ton of fun in 2006 when I was here. The stories are just endless. I think it was probably the best time I ever had was in this studio right here. It was really a lot of fun.
Okay. And real quick, what advice would you give to students, prospective or current, going on into the future?
Do everything that you can here. Get into the TV program, the radio program. Do as much as you can, because once you get out there, then you have all the tools that you need in a variety of different jobs.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Zach, for taking the time to join us here on the HCTV Takeover. Up next, Melissa has the story about how a tragic day in Central New York led to a slight positive for last semester's advanced video production class and some recognition for the HCTV news crew.
Thanks, Brady. We're here with former RTV major Mark Baracco. Mark graduated this past May from Herkimer, and he was enrolled in the advanced video production class. Mark, can you take viewers through how that class worked? I know Zach just talked a little bit about it, but can you talk some more about it?
Sure can. The advanced video production class basically gives you, as Mr. Flanagan talked about, he would tell us at the beginning of that course is that all of the skills and all the training that's involved in this course will help you get that foot in the door in terms of working in radio and television broadcasting. And for me, I think that definitely was what I was looking for, and it definitely has given me a lot of experience so that when I go out for field production work and things like that, I'm definitely, I know that there's not going to be anything that's going to really throw me that much. We did a lot of, news production, producing the news. What does that take? News writing, framing up shots. We worked a lot of different events, whether it was play to the camera or working for the men's soccer team's championship, doing the 30-minute newscast every Thursday. That was definitely, that's one of the highlights is that all of that work done, collecting footage, collecting interviews, securing a guest for our newsmaker segment. A lot of that is, getting all of your ducks in a row, and then Thursday is really when you get to, let that final production finally go. And it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of work, but I definitely look back on that, and I'm definitely pretty proud of it. So,
what was it like being a part of a live newscast each week?
Well, it certainly gives you a great experience, number one. Number two, it teaches you how to work on your feet. I think there's things that happen in live news that you never quite prepared for, but it just gives you that experience so that, when you move on to different programs, whether that's a 4-year program in broadcast journalism or broadcasting, or if it's your first job in broadcasting, you just know what you're supposed to be doing, and you just have that confidence that can set you over the top. And I think for me, working the live newscast, it just taught me how to be a little bit more prepared and just ready to go.
Something that we all, unfortunately, will remember for at least a very long time is the tragic day in last March when there was a shooting in Herkimer. You were actually on the radio during that time, and you produced almost an award-winning newscast. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those days where, unfortunately, we had a horrible tragedy happen in this area. And obviously it got covered quite a bit in the local and even in the national news. And I just was in that kind of position where this was happening. All of these events were happening, one by one by one by one. And a lot of the information that I was getting was very limited. But, the great thing about, working in that particular setting was that I was doing my own investigation as much as I could. If it was just talking to local law enforcement people here on campus, if it was talking to people that had access to their cell phones or people that had access to the internet or television set, I was just trying to do every 15 minutes, try and get as much information as I could. And even if there wasn't a lot of information, I was still trying to keep people up to date. And there were a lot of people that were on campus that just had their radios on that actually, did know what was going on just by listening in. So it was great.
All right, well, certainly a sad thing, but the last spring HCTV 99 news crew did do an outstanding job covering the story that got national news for all the wrong reasons. The silver lining, if there is one, is that the coverage was submitted to the Associated Press for consideration in award categories for Best News Story and Best Regularly Scheduled Newscast in the college segment of the New York Statewide 2013 competition. What an honor. The crew won special mentions in both categories. Here's a look back at how the news crew approached the story.
By now, most of you probably know that the standoff between police and the gunman on North Main Street in Herkimer is over. As the event was unfolding yesterday, Herkimer County Community College went into a lockdown mode with an order to secure in place, meaning that students, staff, and faculty needed to lock classroom doors and stay put. Later, students were allowed to leave classes but were asked to remain in the buildings on campus. Kurt Myers allegedly began the day with his residence in Mohawk on fire, possibly set by Myers himself. He then allegedly shot 4 at John's barbershop in Mohawk, killing 2 and wounding 2. Police believe Myers then drove to Gaffey's Car Wash and Lube in Herkimer, shooting and killing 2 more. It was during these events that the HCCC campus went into lockdown mode.
Well, I had just started my 10:30 class with my audio production students when all this information came out, and we were told to shelter our classes in place, which is what I'd been doing for the last two and a half hours or so. And it was only very recently that we were told students could stay in the buildings but leave the classrooms.
As the campus lockdown continued yesterday, students were allowed out of classes. Music industry major Billy Muha, like many we spoke with, was initially in disbelief. What were your thoughts when you heard the news about what happened in Herkimer this morning?
Well, a friend kind of came up to me and just said, hey, there's been a shooting. And I was like, there's been a what? Kind of didn't really believe him at first just because he's kind of frantic and walking down the hall. And once I got to class, everyone started getting text messages that said stay indoors. So pretty much I've just been sitting in class waiting.
HCCC student Tess Segatis says that as the events continued to develop, concern for the safety of the students was evident throughout the ordeal.
I think that they're taking the right measures for this because they have to keep the students safe. More or less, it's all about keeping us safe. They don't want anything happening to us.
Social media and the New York alert system were very active on campus as students and faculty were kept up to date via text message and voicemail. HCCC implemented the New York alert system several years ago, and this was the first major incident where it played a role in keeping the public informed. Police helicopters were heard throughout the day and could be seen circling the area, including the Herkimer campus. Governor Cuomo arrived in the afternoon and held a short press conference. And it was established that after the shootings in Mohawk and Herkimer, police were confident that they had Myers cornered in the old Glory Days building on Main Street. Students who live on or around Main Street could not get home yesterday. A meeting was held at 3:30 in the Sarkis Bush Theater to discuss their options for the night, and the Red Cross set up a temporary shelter in the recreation gym on campus for anyone in the community temporarily dislocated by the standoff. By this morning, a few people, some with small children, were still waiting for the okay to return to their homes, even as the temporary shelter was being shut down. Earlier this morning, authorities announced that the suspect, Kurt Myers, had been shot and killed in the Glory Days building on Main Street after a standoff that went through the entire night. At this time, there is no word on how soon Main Street will be reopened to the public, as the crime scenes in Mohawk and Herkimer are still under investigation. Police continue their investigations into the shootings. We'll have more on-campus reaction to yesterday's events later in our Question of the Week segment.
That's the coverage that won 2 awards for HCTV 99 News last spring from the Associated Press, recognizing the student-produced newscast for Best News Story and for Best Regularly Scheduled Newscast. Mark, thank you for joining us. On a much lighter note, Mark was also involved in the Generally Funny sketch comedy show, which started last year at HCCC. We might just see some more from Mark later on in the show. We're going to talk more news in a few minutes when we come back after this short break. You're watching the HCTV Takeover live from the TV studio production facilities here at Herkimer County Community College. We'll be right back.
Jump into the world of radio production and electronic media at Herkimer County Community College's 91.5 FM WVHC. When the semester kicks in, students take over the airwaves, turning their dreams and ideas into real live radio.
Topping Herkimer County Community College news today with graduation soon approaching.
Are you the next big voice? Find your home on the airwaves at Herkimer County Community College and WVHC. For more information, go to www.herkimer.edu.